What's up? I'm Swall Dog. I like to build cool stuff. Today I'm working on the Yukon before our trip, trying to get a couple other things buttoned up. The next thing I'm working on now is the TV, the entertainment system, whatever you want to call it. So this one has dual screens in it, one for the second row, one for the third row, but the second row is not working. You can see right here. You can see the front's obviously working, the back screen's working, and if you can see right now, the middle screen is not working. So when we first bought this Yukon, we knew that the TV in the second row was not working. And I kind of figured in my head, I thought, well, everything else is working, the front's working, back TV's working, it's just that middle one. If it gets used the most, maybe it's like some wires or something that go down to the TV from being open and shut so much. Doing a little research online, sounds like this is a pretty common problem, which I'm super stoked if this fixes it. We could buy a new TV, throw it in there. You're gonna be $700 from the dealer, a couple $100 from a wrecking yard that might not work. What I found, if you have power to that second TV, like the lights still work, there's still stuff going on up there, but the TV itself just isn't working. There's a ribbon that comes down to the TV itself, and that gets worn out. A bunch of people just on forums and whatever started saying, hey, just buy a new ribbon. Started posting links to new ribbons, and so I picked one up right here, Amazon, $6, and hopefully that'll fix our problem. It was $6 for 20 of these suckers on Amazon. So if this works and you need one of these, hit me up, I'll send you one, because I'm gonna have 19 extra, maybe 18. Maybe I'll keep an extra one for the rear TV if it goes bad. But let's take this TV apart and see if we can get it fixed. So it looks like, I don't know if you can see with these lights on, but it looks like right here, if I pull this cover off, hopefully there'll be some screws in here. People online were saying, see how this is still kind of backlit? They were saying if it's still backlit, then it's normally the ribbon. Like, it's not totally black, like it still has some kind of power backlit to it. So hopefully that's gonna do it. There's nothing in, that's so bright. These right here, there's nothing in these. So I'm gonna pop these off and check it out. Looks like maybe an 8 mil, maybe a 10. Looks kind of small for a 10. Seven mil. Okay, look at that. So the front two screws actually have these little clips so the screws won't come out. Just so you know. Let's get this unplugged. Let's actually turn this off before we unplug it. Okay, we got these unhooked. Both the clips are just, the tabs to loosen them are on the back side here. So there's this one and that one. So let's pop those, pop them out. Now let's go take this apart. Okay, so here we are. Here's the TV. Here's the new ribbon, if this is the right one. So this one has the connectors on opposite sides. So there's one on this side, there's one on this side. So I assume we're just gonna have to pull this off in layers because we're gonna have to be able to get to the TV. So all the screws that are exposed, I think we should be able to pull this top piece off maybe. I'm sure there's gonna be wires connected. All the back sides of these screws, I'm hoping holds all the circuit boards onto this metal piece. So let's just start taking it apart. Okay, so there's 10 screws holding this on, but we're actually gonna have to pull these mounting screws out that have the capture nuts because they're holding it on. So let's get those out. Okay, there's two little connectors back here for these LED light strips. So I just had some little needle nose and I just pulled these connectors out. And we should be able to, there she is. Okay. That's what we need to change out, is this ribbon right here. So let's keep figuring it out. Okay, I just undid this wire. Plugged right in here, just undid that. Now the only thing holding these two together is the ribbon. Okay, so that sucker just slid out. I just kind of tugged on it a little bit and it came out, but it looks like this thing flips up too. If you can see that. So maybe that flips up and it slides out. Maybe this locks it in. We'll figure it out when we put it back together. Let's try to get to the other side. I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, I just undid the top 3 screws right here that holds this cover piece on. So there's 4 more screws, these 2 and these 2. They're a finer thread and they're shorter, and they hold the hinge right here. And I think I can get away without having to take those off. I think now I can just separate this TV. I've already tried to pry it a little bit right here. So I'm gonna pop this cover off of this and see if we can get to that back side. The other end of that connector. Okay, so it looks like when I popped this off, I broke almost every single one of these little clips down here. See how they fit in. Look at all those. So here's the little pieces. 2 of them. There, 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 there. That one's still good. And 2 of them are still good. I don't know if I should have pulled this farther to get those to come out. Maybe that's what I should have done. Just pulled it farther. I'm not quite sure, but it's off now. Hopefully it'll stay on. I mean, I guess we can put a little dab of hot glue or something if we need to hold it, but hopefully that'll be okay. Let's see if we can get this ribbon out. Yeah, maybe it was the way this one was put together too, because all the little broken pieces are stuck underneath this metal. So this metal's like this little bracket. Maybe that's why they all broke. Oh well. Now we're going to pull these screws, pull this metal piece off so the ribbon comes through here and hooks on right here. Maybe it would have been better to pull these hinge bolts off and separate these 2 pieces, because I got the screen out, but this is still, these 2 are still attached. So I'm going to move the screen. These have some kind of clips on the inside too. Maybe I wouldn't have broke it if... Oh, I see, I can unclip those right there. Now that I got the screen out. I think I can change the ribbon and get it back together without damaging it this way. Let's move this out of the way. Here's our screen with the connector. And it looks like they put this tape on there to try and protect it. Let's see, this little thing should flip up. Yep, just like that. Now I'm going to pull this out. Got our new one right here. So this, when I was ordering, if this works, I'll put a link in the description for these. But it was like, I think they called it a reverse 40 pin because the blue side does not have the connection on it. It's the connectors are on this side, but they're opposite. So like this has the connectors and this side is blue, vice versa. So you don't want them on the same side, otherwise this would have to twist. So the way it's oriented, blue, not blue. So let's put it back together. Okay, that was pretty simple. I don't know how long these are gonna last. I mean, if this one's has this coating on, this thicker coating, and plus the tape, I don't know. We'll see. I got a whole pack of 20 of them, I guess, if I got to replace it again in a year. Got it all put back together. Got our 2 screws in with the captures. Let's go put it up and see if it works. Hey! I'm so stoked that fixed our second row TV on our Yukon, especially before this road trip coming up. I did have one little hiccup though. Right when I first put it in, it wasn't working at all. I wasn't even getting the backlit on the screen. Pulled it back off real quick, opened it up, and I actually saw, I opened the TV back up real quick because I thought maybe I'll just swap one of these out since I have 20 of them and see if one of these was bad. But actually what ended up happening was not at the screen part, but at the board. I actually didn't have it plugged in all the way. I had it slid in with a little clip down, but it was shifted just barely to the one side. And I think because this ribbon is a little bit thinner, it's not quite as thick as this one, as the factory one. And the factory one also has these little tabs on the side right here that I think help index it a little bit better. I don't know if you can see that, but all I did was when I unlocked it and pulled the tab out, I could see that it was just just barely off, like the thickness of one of these little wires, so it just wasn't contacting. So I just slid it back in, made sure it was centered, clipped it back on, threw it back up there, and it worked perfectly. It's awesome. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, if you want to see more like this, give it a subscription, thumbs up down below, and until next time, go build something cool. Later.